How are you doing today, all my Ifa Ela family? How is the week been? We give honor to life for a new week, and the clarity is with us, and we have a clarity that strong arms of MOREMI Ifa Ela will keep us as we keep it moving. Alafia to all. Last week we talked about hidden talent and relate that to the fact that our talents are not hidden. Talent is written in our heart by God, and as long as we know that our talent is given to us to glorify God, it is clear that all will be well with us. Ifa ELa Ministry aim is to guide our path and have clarity on the importance that there should not be a gap between man and woman, because God did not put a gap. Therefore, the separation that men and women are facing in the world needs to come to an end. Be a people that moves forward. We cannot be living our life as to how the world has seemingly taught us to treat each other with so much, if you like, deceit. Because what do I mean by gap between men and women? The gap come in a variety of ways. One of them is lying to one another, playing tricks with one another, and not being able to connect with one another from our heart space. That's what I meant by the gaps that needs to be closed, because it is very possible that we can genuinely treat each other with the love of God without deceit. That's what I meant when I say the gap between men and women needs to come to a close. And this is the aim of MOREMI. This is the aim of the strong arms of God, MOREMI Ifa Ela. And this is the reason why Ifa ELa Ministry was established. Today, what we're going to talk about is we're still going to be reflecting on the importance of time factor and talent factor. Why time factor and talent factor? Your talent is the sun, S-U-N, that comes out of the rain. Meaning your art, earth and art. Link the three. When you check out the three letters, you will find there's A-R-T in them. Art. Art. That is your talent. That is your tangible God. When you locate your talent, you cannot afford to be in a rush, because your talent already knows you. Now is the time for you to start to get to know your talent. God has already made your talent perfect for you. It is your duty to also begin the journey of learning about your talent, of learning how to make your talent perfect. And the only way that can be achieved is to not be in a rush. When you connect with your talent from a diligent angle, naturally your talent is not going to become trouble in your life. Your talent is what God has allocated to every one of us, individually and collectively as a community. Therefore, it is each and everyone's responsibility to approach their talent with diligence. Approaching our talent with diligence means our first intention when we know that we have a talent should not be material gains. Because when your foresight is only focusing on material gains, as there is result of the talent that you have, it means naturally people who are deceitful will be able to smell that from a distance, and it will be almost as if you're the one giving them the responsibility to start to use your talent against you, because you haven't taken enough time to learn about your talent, to have clarity about what your talent is there to do, and to have clarity as to how your talent was put there by God to be your protector, to be your MOREMI Ifa, rather than the material aspect of it. Because when you get your talent from the tangible aspect that God has put it there for, you will realize that money is not the answer to you living a healthy, overflowing life. Rather, your talent is your answer. And that's why your first priority as to how you must treat your talent should be diligent. It should be to nurture and honor your talent and protect your talent the best way that you can. Of course, you don't know how to protect your talent. Nobody knows. But when you're not in a rush to say you must use your talent to make gains, it means ordinarily you seeking the strong arms of God to come and guide you, how to guide your talent to protect you. As your talent is a tangible God in you, it means learning how to be one with your talent is the number one step of protecting your talent. Now, if anyone realizes that you have a talent and they approach you, that they have the ability to promote your talent, it means that their intention is to promote you as well, because promoting your talent means promoting you. You will be able to stay ready, to be able to do the right things violently. You will stay ready to be able to know when to say yes and when to say no, without disrespecting anyone's agenda in regards to your talent. Also, the world have a way of discovering a person's talent before even you know about it. But the clarity that the strong arms of MOREMI Ifa Ela is giving us now, Ifa ELa Ministry, is that notwithstanding what knowing about your talent before you know about it, the time that you yourself, the carrier of the talent, know about your talent, the time that really matters to God. Because when God reveals your talent to you, that is the time that you begin to know about your talent. And God revealing your talent to you really means your talent is meant for a greater purpose. Material gain or material things are secondary to that. So one should not be disheartened that some people have a way of knowing a person's talent before even the person gets to know about it. And even when that is the case, that should still not stop you from learning about your talent, because even the people or the persons who may discover your talent did not know the roots or the height of your talent. That is for you to know, and that's when you yourself can be able to have the clarity as to the greater purpose that your talent is meant for. So you cannot go wrong at all by not rushing to want to make gain from your talent. The first thing to do is to learn about your talent and be able to know for what greater purpose did God put that talent there for. Because your talent is the tangible God that you carry. The same token, your talent is the tangible God that carries you. See how it is obvious that God lifts us up. It means we have to lift God up as well. It goes both ways, because when we think, and we're saying to ourselves, when you think God, think ancestor. It means ancestors lift us up. It's energy. Ancestors lift us up. It is our duty as well to know that we have to lift ancestors up. Ancestors are not our slaves or our servants or people or energy that provides us with services. We have to have the clarity that it goes both ways. It is our duty to know that we must lift up ancestors. And this is how we glorify tangible God that is in us, that we are. Hence, it is clear to us that now that you cannot separate generations from ancestors, the same way that ancestors cannot be separated from the generations. When we look at it, we can see that the gap between men and women is not particularly helping us. It is when we remove the gap between men and women that we'll be able to see the evidence and the practicality of lifting ancestors up. Because it's from that attitude and that character that is perfect that we're going to learn the priority of lifting each other up. First, in a marriage, because marriage is the first point of friendship that is made from heaven, that there should not be a third party. When we're able to get that tangible, it won't be difficult in every areas of our life to make it count, to make it tangible, to make it a way of life whereby we lift each other up, be in everyday friendship, be in business commitment. It is very important that we remove character defect from our society, and it starts personally, then it will become universal naturally. When you say you're in a relationship with a person, it doesn't matter at any level, but behind that person's back, you are a deceitful person, you are not a sincere person, you are a fraudulent person. This is just as equal as saying there's no relationship. So why faking relationship? Why? What is the benefit of that? And what is the gain that people make by deceiving one another? That when we don't have all these kind of character defects, then that would be the time that we're actually ready to begin to lift each other up. Lifting each other up means lifting ancestors up. When it comes to our talent factor, it is clear that time factor will always be faithful to us, provided we know that is a must, that we must be faithful to our talent. And when you think about it, you don't need anyone to tell you how to be faithful to your talent, because your talent will speak louder to you even in silence. It is because people are not in custom or in culture of connecting with their talent from the life source, meaning away from the material gain that your talent will attract to you. People don't take time to develop that tangible relationship with their talent. So most of the time, immediately a person discovers that they have a talent, now it's automatic. Of course, when those people who are able to promote them connect with them, in their head they're thinking, oh, that's it. The talent is going to make gain for them. How about your talent is going to guide you in the path that is going to lift up your talent? Because if you don't have that insight of lifting up your talent, how is your talent going to turn around and lift you up? There's going to be a friction between you and your talent along the way if the only vision you have for your talent is to make money. As money needs MOREMI Ifa, so is talent. And everything in the world today are screaming out for MOREMI Ifa. If you're someone who have even a slight insight, you will know that that is the season that we've entered into, whereby everything is seeking out MOREMI Ifa, not the deceit anymore. People who have clarity in their life are tired of deceit. And this is the reason why those who know the season that we've entered into are rejoicing inside and on the outside that God time is here in reality, not make-believe. We've entered into God's season now, and that's why we're able to know clearly what talent really means. It is also time factor and talent factor realization that your talent is not a forbidden fruit to you, and you're not a forbidden fruit to your talent. Meaning your talent is not hidden from you. If you will, for a minute, focus on who you are, meaning take from at least what the word has taught us, even if a lot of the time is not of clarity, but averagely one should be able to begin to think and see how you can connect to your own innate person from that aspect of life. Because when you just stop and take a time out and stay in silence and do your meditation, naturally you begin to be able to connect with who you are. And you will find that your talent is not hidden. An example of you knowing in actuality that your talent is not hidden, it is written in the tablet of your heart, is that 10 Commandments gives us proof that God is not hidden. 10 Commandments is written for people who love God to see clearly. And if you're a person who don't have difficulty in abiding by way of God, it is clear to me that you will not have difficulty discovering your talent even before anybody else could. Sometimes it's almost impossible to say discovering your talent before anybody could, because even as a child is born, some people have the aptitude to know the path of that child, only they don't have the root of it or the height of it. So with time, God that is in your heart that you are will help you to discover your talent better than anyone can ever help you to discover it. That's the reason why we realize the importance of time factor and how that connects with our talent factor as well. That's the reason for most people whom are able to, whom people or someone help them to discover their talent, still learning about their talent. Their talent will not actually come to proper fruition or overflowing until they begin to learn who they are in that talent and who that talent is in them. Talent is what universe has allocated to each and every one of us. It's an assignment from God. Universe allocated our talent to us, separately, and it is universal. It's the community. Every community have their own talent written, assigned to them by God to lift up their community. For example, I know what universe has assigned to me. In the rhythm of talent, I know what universe have assigned to me. You must also realize that your talent is your universe. And we also know that when we're talking about universe, it means that the world is actually a small part of the universe. So if you realize the talent that the universe has allocated to you, be in your community or globally, when you realize that the world is a small part of the universe, that will obviously help you to have clarity that the decision, you'll realize that your overall decision making in your life, in this world, totally belongs to you. It is not helpful to you when you don't have a close relationship with your talent. Therefore, everybody else is telling you what your talent is and what to do with your talent. But you see, your talent is your universe. You are your talent universe, which makes you a universe person. And the world is a small part of that. So if you don't know your talent, how do you think the world will be able to help you to know your talent in the manner that you're supposed to know? So the message that I'm trying to bring forth to every one of us in regards to our talent that we carry, that carry us today, is that realize what your talent is. Realize the greater purpose that your talent is, that God placed your talent in you for, so that you can begin to make a constructive decision in regards to your talent, because that decision making as a universe that you are in the world belongs to you. Therefore, you have a duty to yourself to begin to learn how to make a decision that are constructive, that will keep you moving in your straight path. The strength and the beauty of the strong arms of everlasting God, loving God, MOREMI Ifa Ela, is that it is notwithstanding if some people decide that they're going to be living their life as people who love to deceive others. A rose is always a rose. Hence, everything in the world will remain beautiful in your world, provided you begin to function within the allocation of alafia, inside and on the outside. Alafia means, just to explain a small aspect of it, because alafia is everything that is good, really. It's like you treat others the way you require to be treated. That's what alafia means. So when you function within alafia, it means you've chosen not to live your life to deceive anyone. So if anyone make it their business to deceive you, knowingly or unknowingly, their deception will be returned back to them. Because the strong arms of God that is watching over everyone, see through all forms of, see through everything. And that's the meaning of alafia. Strong arms of loving God, protecting those who genuinely love God. But when you love God, it means you also should know that to be God, you have to be good. And that's living within the walls of alafia. That brings us to the moment whereby we celebrate ancestors. We're using this hour, this week, this day, always, to honor all our ancestors from the onset and forever. And we're honoring all the generations of ancestors that we are, that we are always going to be. Ibadah, praise of the week. 10th commandment is not hidden from us. Therefore, we give honor to the life today that gives us clarity that our talent will not be hidden from us ever again. Alafia. Money is clearly not the answer. Your talent is the answer. And remember, to be God, you have to be good. Treat your talent with ultimate diligence. That way, it will be unavoidable. Your talent will be good to you. When you treat your talent with diligence, it means you're treating your talent like God that put that talent inside of you. And your talent will continue to protect you. Your talent will continue to give you MOREMI Ifa. Because you have made a decision in your heart that you're going to start to treat your talent with MOREMI Ifa. Don't treat your talent with material stuff first. Because if you treat your talent with material stuff, your talent don't need material stuff to blossom. Your talent need you treating your talent same. Treating your talent as the God that put your talent inside of you, and all the material things will begin to be in harmony with your talent. See the difference? If you treat your talent with harmony, every aspect of your life, inclusive of material things that God has assigned to you, will begin to treat you with harmony. But if you disconnect from harmony and you're just material person, what is your material have to hold on to then? The material stuff in your life will become not tangible. And if you start to treat your talent as the God that is in you, that you are, naturally you begin to treat yourself with goodness. You begin to learn how to behave in a good way, because there's no way you can be God unless you're good. It's two of one thing. It's one of the same thing. God, good, good, God. You have to be good to be God. You have to be good to your talent. Meaning you have to be good to God. You have to be good to you, because being good to God means you're good to you. Man cannot live by bread alone. The inner person, the God, the light of God inside of you need you to meditate, to be in silence and communicate with God, to learn about who you are inside. Then you'll be able to learn about who you are on the outside as well. Because we are all the eye of God. And that is the reason why it is not surprising that the strong arms of God watches over all of us. When we know it and when we don't know it. And what clarity, and the clarity that I'm getting from that statement is that to be born again is not genuinely practicable. Rather, the renewal way is definitely the way forward. Born again, to be born again is not practical. Rather, to be a renewed person is the way forward. Therefore, let's start our journey of renewal today. Let's review our ways. Let's rewind, review our ways, and become a renewed person. From that henceforth, we will be able to make our way straight. The clarity that Ifa ELa Ministry is bringing forth to me is that there's no particularly right and wrong, but a way forward, a straight path is a way forward, and a straight path is a must. Imagine each and every person on their straight path. It means there's not going to be confusion anymore, because there will be no mindlessness of transgressing into somebody else's path. This is what causes confusion, because we have not learned to respect each person's given space. A straight path encourages automatically every one of us to make our way straight. It may sound impossible. It may sound like, oh, this will happen in 3,000 years' time. But we all know that God is timeless. That which we call 300,000 years' time starts now. In just 1 second to God, it starts now. Let's begin to make our way straight. Someone out there today, even if it's only one person that will get to see this video, make a decision in your heart that today I renew myself. I'm not going to function in a deceitful manner to anyone again. How not difficult is that? At least make that decision and allow the strong arms of God to come and help you to make it a reality. Stop being a deceptive person. And when we look at the reason why people are deceptive, we're going to trace it back to their love of money. Even money today is crying out for harmony. Everything needs harmony. Make a decision to be a person that is overflowing with harmony today. Alafia to all. We give honor to life in every way. We give honor to the strong arms of everlasting God, strong arms of loving God, MOREMI Ifa Ela for guiding us, and MOREMI Ifa Ela make the rest of the week a way forward for us that will continue to remove every hindrance away from our path, because in MOREMI's house there's no hindrance. Always love and alafia to all in MOREMI's house, in MOREMI's home. Always love and alafia to all, and I keep all my alafia to myself now and forever. See you next week. MOREMI Ifa Ela will keep us beyond next week.